Hi, this message is for people who are in an abusive relationship. Now, something that people need to be very aware of, that a lot of people wouldn't even think of this, is that there are a lot of abusers that are narcissists and psychopaths. Now, they are, many of them, poisoning their victims, and sometimes the victims die. So what are they poisoning the victims with? Well, any and all poisons. Poisons that you might think of and things that you probably would never think of as a normal person. So, okay, anything given to the person against their will, if it's something they wouldn't normally put in their body and it's bad for them, it can be a form of poisoning, such as actual poisons like strychnine and arsenic. Some of the other things would be illegal and legal drugs, and even over-the-counter medications. Like, okay, every illegal drug, some of the abusers are putting these things in their victims' food and or drink. And all of a sudden, if you are getting violently ill after eating food or a drink, even, you're just drinking a soda at the abuser's house, that's a major red flag that they might be poisoning you. If you're getting very bad stomach cramping, nausea, headaches, diarrhea, and just very, very bad, severe flu-like symptoms, then they might be poisoning you. It's very, very unfortunate, but some of these abusers are poisoning their victims with illegal drugs too. And if a person doesn't do any drugs, they're not going to even know what that drug feels like, what those drugs feel like, because they're completely naive to it. So they might not even figure out that they have been drugged, poisoned against their will. And other things that they're doing is putting human waste and animal waste into their victims' food and drink. Some of them are that evil, that these are torture demons, and they think that it's fun to torture the victims, sometimes to the point of causing death. And some of them, yes, are putting actual human waste in people's food and drinks, which a normal person isn't even going to think of these things like that, or somebody giving them illegal drugs or prescription drugs or over-the-counter medication, probably, because normal people don't tend to even think that way. But psychopaths and narcissists and abusers, they think in a completely different frame of mind than a normal person. So some of these evil torture demons, because that's what they are, they're demonically possessed with the Jezebel spirit that tortures people, sometimes to death. They enjoy torturing their victims. Some of them are so sick and mentally ill and evil that they will torture a pregnant woman, pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and somebody's not even going to know that they're being poisoned with these things, probably, because, they don't do illegal drugs or take prescription medications. So they're going to be naive to the side effects of these things, but somebody might have blurry vision and just get very, very sick, feeling all around stomach pain and cramping, headaches, nausea, vomiting, and just just not feel good, just generally feel weak and tired, exhausted. So a lot of these rotten ones also will torture babies, children. Some of these evil psychopath and narcissistic abusers, they will torture their own babies and children, and they don't care about, they don't respect other people's lives. They are so filled with evil and hate that the best thing that you can do is share this information with other people, and don't tell them if you suspect they're poisoning you in any way, shape, or form, because some of them get very violent, and you can't tell them you're going to leave. The best thing you can do is flee for your own safety, leave while they're not home, but you can't tell them you're going to leave or that you think they're poisoning you, because if you even suspect it, you can't tell them, because a lot of times they get very violent and even kill the victims or hurt the victims bad. A lot of them have broken their victims' bones too. So just be very, very careful. Protect yourself, protect your children. If you suspect that somebody could be poisoning you and their actions don't match their words, they say, "I love you," but then they only act like they love you some of the time, and other times they're just filled with hate. Well, the hateful individuals are very, very dangerous. And somebody who's not consistently kind, they just say they love you when it's convenient for them, and their actions don't match their words. That's how you know that that person's an abuser, that you're in an abusive relationship, and you have to be very, very careful. The best thing you could do is keep this information to yourself and don't share it with them, because it's very dangerous when the victims go to leave. You can't let them know that you're going to leave. You have to wait until they're gone, until they're not home and they're at work, or they're going to be gone all day. Get friends and family, or friends or family, to come and help you pack your things and leave, because they can't find out what you're doing, because you don't want to be physically assaulted by a narcissist or a psychopath. So another thing that some of them are doing is having a lot of hidden video cameras. I'm going to probably talk more about that. And just know that anything can have a hidden video camera in it. Also audio, where they can listen in. Yes, some of these demonically possessed ones are so obsessed with controlling their victims that they listen in while they're gone. They'll install audio devices where they can hear people's conversations without the victims knowing. Some of these narcissists and or psychopaths and abusers do these things, and sometimes they have hidden video cameras, so be very, very careful. And you just don't want them to find out what you're doing. So you have to be very safe and aware of things. If you're in an abusive relationship, you are in danger. It's a very dangerous way to live, and you just feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells. And no matter what you say or do, they're never truly happy with you or with themselves. Well, and you know you were kind to them when you spoke to them. Well, that right there is red flags that they are an abuser. So the best thing we can all do is protect ourselves from abusers and protect our babies, our children from abusers. But as I said, do not let them know what you're doing, or if you plan on leaving, which is the safest thing you can do. Do not tell them. Be very, very careful and pray to God. Now, they often present themselves as good, but if you find out that they're not truly good, then you know in your heart that their actions don't match their words. They'll say, okay, I'll change, I'll be kind, I'll be nice. And if they don't follow through with it consistently, not just for an hour, not just for 5 minutes, but if they don't follow through with it consistently, then that is an abuser or a toxic person. So just be very, very careful. Everybody take care and have a great week. God bless you.